from what you see it as. That's where the trouble lies.
Here's where you need to be clear, concise, and specific. Okay? If you're dealing with people and you're managing people, then you need to CYB. What does that mean? Cover your butt. Document everything. Right? So if it's somebody that's saying, I don't come in late, or I don't do that. If you've documented it, is that a lie or is it a truth? Right? So the facts are the facts. Let me give you a perfect example. I had an individual that I worked with. She's a lovely lady. However, when I worked with her, she was very condescending and very disrespectful. So one of the conversations, now I was working with her for 5 years, and I think the first 3 I allowed her to disrespect me. How many of you had those moments where people have disrespected you and you said nothing about it, walked away and said, why didn't I say anything? Right? We always underestimate ourselves as women. But we're superstars. So therefore we need, if you're not comfortable delivering the message, then we need to script it and find a way to deliver it in a way that works. Now you had a question and then I'll answer yours. Go ahead.
I can't remember.
That's okay. Go ahead. No? I thought I saw your hand up. Okay. So the reality is we need to find a way to deliver using a power phrase that works for us. Using the facts, being clear, concise, and specific are the key components. So what do we need to do, ladies, when we're actually delivering a message? We need to give the facts, be clear, concise, and specific. I can't hear you. We need to state the facts, be clear,
concise, and specific.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. We need to do what?
State the facts, be clear, concise, and specific.
One more time.
State the facts, be clear, concise, and specific.
So if there's something that's bothering you, ladies, you need to find a way to deliver the message in a way that is clear, concise, and specific. So this lady was very disrespectful to me, very condescending, and I really assessed, wait a minute, how does she talk to me? Does she only do it to me? Does she do it to everybody? Well, I came to realize she does it to everybody because that's the way she speaks to people, but it was affecting me as a businesswoman, and it was infecting me as an individual. So I said, no, stop, that's enough.
Yes.
Why? Because I was tired of being disrespected. The only time you're going to make a change is when you realize it's infecting you, right? And we, unfortunately, if we don't acknowledge it, nothing's going to change. Dr. Phil says it all the time. We can't change what we don't acknowledge. Right? So, I really acknowledged the fact that I was having a problem with it, and I wanted to change. So I went through the proper channels. I found out who I needed to speak to. I went to human resources. But at this stage of the game, I was ready and willing to walk away. So whether I lost my job or not, I was okay with it. The reality, when I sat down and I spoke to the human resources manager, she basically said, well, here are your options, Stephanie. You decide what you want to do, but you have to go to her first. And I said, I'm not quite sure what the issue is, but for some reason, you have a tendency of disrespecting me. And although I love working with you, I no longer enjoy being disrespected by you. Is there any way that we can communicate to each other where we respect each other and we no longer disrespect each other? Because if it continues this way, I will have to terminate my position. So what do you think her response was?
Give me an example. What are you talking